Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. One quick thing I want to address before I really get into anything in this video is that I am in a much better place than wherever the fuck I was at back in the start of this year. I'm sure that's a good enough explanation as to why I'm still very inconsistent with making YouTube videos, but I have a full-time job, a crib with a roommate, and a fucking sum in my bank account now. Plus with the master plan I have for next year, I honestly didn't think any of this miracle shit would have happened in years. I came from being in jail already and being homeless, knowing every motherfucker I had the most love for turned their backs on me for their own reasons and not really believing in anything I had going for myself. It's cool though. I'm really just too mentally exhausted to be letting it live rent-free in my head. Anyways, in today's video, I pretty much want to add on to the end of domestic violence and homelessness video by talking about how things have really been going ever since I moved out of town and essentially how my parents kept trying to fuck my life up. It's been damn near a generation long since I've been dealing with her and her shenanigans anyways. Literally, the police were already involved in whatever the fuck was popping in my family 15 years ago. They knew me since way before I was even an adolescent. Before we get into this video, please make sure to give this video a like, subscribe if you're new to my content, and don't forget to click on the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload. Share this video to anybody who actually has faced a jail sentence, and let's play I was facing 90 days in jail. So if you're that new to this situation and you don't know I was already in jail and had court dates, my stepdad basically walked up to me to beat me up after I had a phone conversation about him, told the cops that I started the whole shit over money, and he even used the scratches he had for me trying to get him off of me as evidence. All after the fact he tried to start another fight earlier that morning over me not giving him any money to let me eat a bowl of fucking rice. Of course, right when the cops showed up, my mom showed up too and took my stepdad's side, making me look like a fool. I got arrested, was released with an order restricting me from my stepdad and even the whole property. I was homeless up until my roommate called me damn near last minute on some risky shit and we both full sent. The part where the fight started and I was in jail and homeless was all February 2. It was the 1st of March when my roommate and I moved up here too. It was a struggle at first because I was alone up there a lot. My roommate was still working far and I barely had shit for resources and food, but it got better over the months. Fast forward a couple months though into May, here came my pre-trial for domestic assault and disorderly conduct. I actually drove an hour to the county courthouse because I thought I had to be there, but turns out they had that shit online. That was my first time having to talk to a judge through my phone. And the pre-trial wasn't even shit. It was literally to determine whether if I wanted to take the charges to trial or not, which at the time I did, but I didn't know my parents were going to show up to testify against me, and I also didn't know that I was already looking at a 90-day jail sentence. Not that 90 days in jail itself would ruin my whole life and sanity, but the outcome would be at least damn near. If I got locked up for 90 days, I'm losing my job, I'm losing my work van that they gave me, Atlas Staffing wouldn't want to hire me no more, which would kill my chance of getting a job for a long time considering I barely have shit for legal identification. The landlord and his people would ransack the apartment and evict us unless my roommate can come up with over a couple grand by himself, knowing his job situation already. Bills won't get paid, meaning I won't have much to keep in touch with anyone, and I'd essentially be just as fucked as I was when I got back out of jail in February, if not worse. So, before I was officially able to take the charges to trial on the jury trial day, my attorney wanted to share some information she figured would be very handy, considering that I didn't have any defense mechanism in court besides my own word and that I barely even knew how jury trials work. At first, she brought up the plea deal. She told me if I took that shit, the domestic assault charge would be dropped and that I would be looking at probation time, somewhere around 18 months. Then she told me about what my parents said in court, the jail sentence and the severity of the charges, like how a person convicted of this wouldn't ever be able to legally own a gun, affect job choices, never be able to join the army, etc. She even told me that based on the fact that I was even talking about my stepdad on the phone to someone else is enough to get me convicted of disorderly conduct, including the fact that I had less than 5 minutes from that point on to determine how I wanted to proceed in court. I almost had an anxiety attack. All because of a situation that regarded 15 years of domestic issues. I had to make a very impactful decision of whether I wanted to take the plea deal and plan to get off probation in 2023 in hopes of not being at the wrong place at any of the wrong times, getting caught up violating it, and not losing composure after having to take probably the longest tolerance break from weed in my entire life, and when life decides to shit on my face again. Or taking the charges to court and risking not only everything I worked for to get up to this point of having money, responsibilities, and just being able to live life to an extent that I want, but my roommate is going to be in a tight fucking situation there trying to come up with all that money. Plus, a lot of people wouldn't hear from me for a while even after I got out. I would have hit out of town and did some illegal shit to come up again. Real shit. So, I made the decision to take the plea deal, and now I'm looking at a sentence, according to my attorney, of 18 months probation on this plea hearing date. It's coming up real soon, so I hope I can pull through with this and finally call all of the issues related with my family to be over. I already cut all ties with my parents, my girlfriend and her family, and my best friend, all over some dumbass shit they was tripping about too. I really just going to have my own ass for a while. The moral of this story, I guess, is stay out of trouble, especially if you're an adult. Trust me when I say this shit, man. I wouldn't wish jail time on my worst enemy. It doesn't help anybody. Don't beat on your kids ever. If you ever think about doing something to your kids like that over some bullshit, you going to hell. I hope you know that. Be careful who you put your trust into. If they got a pisser in their brain, they can backstab you. Don't do drugs, stay in school, get good grades, drink water, and keep watching my YouTube videos. That should conclude today's video. Once again, if you like this video, please make sure to give this video a like, subscribe if you're new to my content, and don't forget to click on the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload. Follow me on all of my social media below. Links will be in the description. Share this video to anybody who has actually faced a jail sentence, and I will see you guys in the future. Hopefully it doesn't take me as long to make another video as it did since March. Peace out. Sauce.